Here's what happened last time in case you missed it.
I was tied down and forced to eat sauerkraut just like every other Weird Al fan out there. Like, whoa, Lars played double bass. Like, think what? It's been 30 years.
I'm a flan fan. I'm a flan fan. Are you a flan fan? A flan fan?
What's going on? Are you ordering flan?
And now, the conclusion. Crowd work. What are your thoughts? Todd Barry's or just in general, because we were talking about this before.
Oh, well, I mean...
I should have written that down. Crowd work is an interesting topic.
Well, I guess it's probably like a natural part of... I'm going to try to compare it to writing metal and being in a metal band.
Okay.
So I would say it's consistent with... improvising. Like, you're gonna have to improvise at some point in your life as a metal band, right? Like, when you're up there playing, the song's gonna go wrong.
Well, I've always been a fan of the loose solo structure, which is like
that too.
Kind of it's kind of a rarity nowadays. Like Iron Maiden still does it, but like where what you're gonna hear live is not necessarily what's on the album, except for like the key parts. That's an old like rock kind of thing where it's like the beginning is going to always sound the same. In the middle, you could go wherever, and then the end's going to always be. And that's how I used to play when I played.
Well, that goes to like the rock and roll attitude is like, I'm going to have fun with it every time I play it. It's going to sound a little different every time I play it.
Yeah.
Whereas the fan purist goes like, well, it's supposed to go this way. When I hear Iron Maiden, or when you hear Master of Puppets, you expect the solo to go a certain way, right?
Yeah, well, that's an iconic solo.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what makes the solo iconic or not?
I mean, and that's a different question than the crowd. I love this conversation, but I want to hear you talk about
the crowd work part. It seems to be when things devolve to like, okay, I'm running out of steam here on this joke, so let's just talk to this lady over here. Like, hey, what do you do? Or like, it's almost kind of like, I need to take a breather for a second, or I need to let my drummer rest for a second, so I'm going to talk to the crowd. Yeah, you know what? It's not like improvising.
Are you saying crowd work is like crowd work?
Crowd work is like when you're in a band and you do crowd work.
I love how long it took you to get to that.
Yeah. Okay, back to it's like improvising.
But like I would say
when things break down, you have to just I'm going to do something else on the fly.
So actually, you know what?
Kind of thing.
I would say if we're going to talk about comedy and metal together, interesting. There are some bands where the crowd work time is like really cool. Like when you see when you see Iron Maiden live, they're, in my opinion, they're one of my favorite bands of all time. Everything's amazing. Like Nico McBrain, probably my favorite drummer. He's not the fastest or anything, but just like as far as like being a metal drummer that doesn't use a lot of footwork and uses all hands, like he's wonderful. Obviously Steve Harris, great at bass. Bruce Dickinson, great singer. But one of the things you look forward to is when Bruce addresses the crowd, because he's a crazy person. Like he's out of his mind. So he's always going to say something wacky. And
that he hates pot smokers.
Okay, well, I mean, but even that, like, you could dislike that he said that,
but in context,
it's a memorable moment.
He's saying at shows he doesn't like people blowing in his face.
Well, because he had throat cancer, so like he takes a lot of care of his throat. And he doesn't.
He's saying like they don't appreciate the smell of it while they're up there trying to play.
Yeah,
it's not like he hates them.
Right, but will.
That was the headline.
In the heat of the moment, he will say that, right? Yeah. And whatever. I remember when I saw Megadeth back when they were still cool in Peace Cells, instead of like, what's the line on the album? Like, oh, can you put a price on peace? Instead of that, Dave Mustaine goes up to the mic, and this was back in the day before this was a problematic statement. He goes, "The next time that I go to vote for president, I'm going to write in my own name." And then, like, so, like, those little moments are great. When I saw Meshuggah, dude, they just go through the whole fucking set, and then Jens or Jens, whatever his name is, he addresses the crowd like near the end, and by that point you're like, fucking yeah, say something, because they're so tight. I'm like, say something so that I know you're not just a recording. You know what I mean? So like sometimes the crowd work is awesome in metal. Yeah. I don't appreciate it as much in comedy as I do in music, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So okay.
I guess I was trying to say it's like a throwaway thing, like when you're fucking up, so to speak, you have to improvise. But also,
there are some comics who are well known for being like Big J Okerson is like a big crowd work guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'd say this: like, if you went to go see, like Jeff Loomis, right? Like he was playing a Jeff Loomis presents. Jeff Loomis night. Yeah. You would expect that like he would play some pre-planned songs, but then he would improvise some solos.
Right. Yeah,
and actually, you know what? He's so good at it that I want to see him do that specifically.
Yeah, I saw Marty Friedman and it was like that. And then he actually so he did a lot of like his own stuff. Then he had a fan go up on stage, and I tried to fight to the front to be that guy, but I ended up not being. He had someone go up on stage and like just join him, like improvising. And then out of nowhere, in the middle of a song, they broke into the Tornado of Souls solo.
Oh,
which is my favorite Megadeth solo, probably my favorite solo of all time. And just like they just broke into that, and then just kept. So yeah,
what about like when a singer's like singing the chorus and then he points the mic at the crowd?
Yeah, so they can catch a breath.
Yeah, but okay. You're such a cynic, Mario. I was thinking like
Iron Maiden.
I was thinking
they go Fear of the Dark,
and
Bruce Dickinson goes, "You sing it," and the crowd goes, "Fear of the Dark."
Or like you were saying that Megadeth thing, like he says this instead.
Yeah,
it's like when you kind of like do something unexpected, you're doing this almost like we're having so much fun. I'm gonna go off from the pre-planned song and throw a little improv there. So imagine Todd Barry's going through his jokes. He's killing every line. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to talk to this person for a second just for fun. Like, we're having so much fun. This is going so well that I can just talk to this person.
Didn't Todd Barry, though, because he's such a deadpan guy, I feel like I remember him going like, all right, let's do a little crowd work.
Yeah, he does do that. Yeah.
Like he breaks the fourth wall, but I appreciate that.
I guess he's not really whipping the crowd up into a frenzy.
So here's the thing about crowd work.
It's one of his jokes.
Where
his review, he got reviewed from like some comedy
thing
critic.
Okay, critic.
A comedy critic who said, like, while he didn't whip up the crowd into a frenzy, he made them laugh consistently. So I guess it was pretty good. He's like, yeah, for a comedy show, normally expect to be riding out in the streets and flipping cars over and lighting trash cans on fire. Like, that's what you do after an opera, right? Like,
so yes, yeah.
Anyway,
so here's the thing about crowd work. When I'm watching it on an album, I don't care because I don't care about those people, right? Like, I don't care about the guy in the front row who could afford the fucking tickets, right? Like, I just don't.
Yeah, ultimately, it does feel like a throwaway. Like, let me hear your pre-planned written jokes. I want to hear what you. Give me the goods that are written.
Which actually reminds me, I didn't write this down. Hassan Minhaj had a special that on Netflix that was fucking awesome. Another one of those like my review is awesome.
Is he related to Nicki at all? You think?
What's that?
Is he related to Nicki Minaj?
I don't think so.
Man.
And I think it's spelled different. But he had a great special. And he also like he did some crowd work, but he was also kind of like making fun of the people in the front seats for being able to afford them. So like that was okay.
I just remembered Patton Oswalt's newest special has some of the worst crowd work I've ever seen. I literally like had to like look away from the screen. I'm like, please end this segment. I'm like, end this, Patton. What are you doing? He ruined his special, man.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sad to say.
I'll watch it, but I'll watch it with trepidation.
I'm telling you, he does a crowd work.
My favorite of his is Talking for Clapping. I don't know if he'll ever beat that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But okay, so when I'm in a crowd, as soon as I start doing crowd work, it just fucking like anxiety attack, dude. Fucking pure panic. I don't want it. I don't want it to come to me. And
well, I hate to compliment you again, but as being a thin person, from my eyes, you're less of a target, though. Although you do wear like fruity tropical Hawaiian shirts, like the one you're wearing right now. So you are kind of a target there. But if you're
but if you notice,
if you're dressed normally,
if you noticed,
I
was dressed really bland at that show.
Yeah,
that is on purpose. That is
really?
Because one time my fiance Julia and I, we were out with my friend Nick, and we were like,
shout out to Nick.
Shout out to Nick Brown. He's a lawyer. I don't know what kind of law he practices, but look him up. He had a podcast called Land Party Lawyers. Actually, I think it's gone. Anyway, so we were at this, like, it was like a local comedian show, but they were like all opening for some headliner. I don't remember her name. She was terrible. Like, it was this, like, she was from New York, and like the first thing she said was that she was from New York, and it got worse from there. And she's
like, I'm from New York. You're like, boo.
No, I mean, I don't care. It's just
boo,
like,
you New York hag.
You know, people from New York. That's all they have to talk about is the fact that they're from New York.
They just want you to forget about everything.
Yeah, forget about it. I'm from New York. Hey, I'm from New York. I'm from New York. So I'm from New York. So
like, I'm sorry, I forgot about it.
So forget about it. I'm from New York.
Where am I from? You don't know. You forgot about
it. You would know if you were from New York. You're not from New York. I'm from New York. Yeah. Anyway, I don't remember her name, but it was all that. And then
she's a female New York comedian. She's probably real easy to look up.
So she's bombing, and not because, again, she's not bombing because she's female. She's bombing because her jokes were terrible. The women in the audience weren't laughing either. At one point, she starts yelling at the bartenders. We're at this little venue in Ybor, not like an actual venue, just like a bar. We're at a bar that was nice enough to host a comedy night. And she's yelling at the bartenders for like, she's like, God, the fucking bartender's talking over my jokes. And like, the bartender's like, sorry, I'm trying to do my job. You know,
if
like,
they had yelled back like, oh, those were jokes.
So I'm in like a bright green shirt. She starts trying to do crowd work.
Yeah.
She starts trying to do crowd work. And the first thing she goes, hey, green shirt. Like,
and you're like, I'm out of here.
I'm like, she goes, what do you do? I go, I don't know. Like, I don't want to get into,
you don't
like,
want to say I'm a psychologist or whatever.
Yeah, no, and I don't want to like get into like a thing. I don't want to be like, I do my job better than you, or like, what do you do? Like, I don't want that. I just want it to go away. Like, I want this moment to end for both of us, and I don't want to like antagonize you. I don't want to also say what I do for a living. I don't want to do.
You know what you should have loaded up? Have a stripper, male stripper.
Yeah, but then that's me being funny.
Specify male stripper. Like if they ask me, I'll say I'm a male stripper.
I strip males.
I don't get naked. No. I work at the post office.
I strip other men.
You know that strip on the package that you get? There's a blue strip and a red strip. I'm the red strip guy.
So okay, but this proves kind of my thinking. Like, when there's crowd work and it goes to people, you notice sometimes people try to make jokes, or they try to just be serious, or whatever.
Well, here's the thing about crowd.
And the other thing is, like, because I'm usually out with my fiance, I don't want someone to like say something like rude to her, because then I have to like pretend to be a man and like defend her. And I was really worried that this lady was going to make fun of her. And not that she has anything to make fun about, but just like, if they say anything at all, then I'm just going to have to be like,
now you have to get involved.
But I'm not like that kind of guy, so I'll probably just end up apologizing later that I didn't get involved.
Right. You're like, hold on, I'll make my girlfriend apologize. She's really sorry, everyone.
So yeah, like, and literally, I know it's like probably irrational, but the minute someone starts, even Todd Barry, who's not offensive, like starts doing crowd work, I'm like, oh fuck, and then it's finally over, and I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does open up the kind of the floodgates for those people who want to talk.
And I don't want to hear that.
There's always people at a show that want to talk to the comedian. Else's
jokes. I want to hear the guy I paid for.
They want to feel special, like, oh, me and the comedian talked, or whatever. Like, but they usually they're just interrupting.
Right. If you listen to any comedy podcast, guess what they always find annoying? Those people.
Yeah. But
when you're doing crowd work, you're kind of opening up the floodgates for that.
Yeah. But speaking of being a target, I feel like we might have talked about this before, and I apologize if this has already been done. But Steve Byrne, he literally like said, "I'm doing crowd work." Like he just was like, "Let's have fun with it." He took the mic off the stand, walking into the crowd. He like goes out to the middle of the hall walkway. He's looking here, looking there, and then he turns and he sees me, and he just looks at me. He goes, "You." Like, oh God, here we go.
I don't think we talked about this. That's hilarious.
And basically just kind of ripped into me.
Just
maybe cry a little bit.
Like weight stuff? Like,
well, yeah, said something about like who let Chumley here from Pawn Stars. You know?
I don't.
Something about Chumley, like that guy. Because I had a goatee, more of a goatee that night. So
okay,
I guess I look like Chumley.
It
was okay. It was fat jokes.
I've heard from the open micers that crowd work is something to get good at, and I've seen a lot of open micers do a great job like getting laughs by doing crowd work.
Yeah.
But like, so I feel like it's probably a thing to work on, but I don't like hearing it. I don't like being in the room for
going
it.
back to the,
I love it when a musician breaks from the routine and says something wacky or plays
when I go to see a show, I want to hear a song you wrote. I don't want to sit there and watch somebody like, what do you think about this? That's pretty cool, right? Or what about this? Like that's what crowd work is in my mind. Is like it's almost like it's just
we had
soloing,
like without purpose. I don't know. It's a skill. Not to say it's not a skill. Like crowd work is a skill. So is improvisational solos. But like, I don't listen to jazz, so I don't care.
Right, yeah.
Remember in Rip Torn, what song was it that we had? I think it might have been 100 Shot Salute, where I played a little bass solo and I always played a different thing at the end of it.
Yeah. I remember that.
It was like the song would break and it would be quick bass solo, and then I would always throw in something like the Simpsons theme or like Star Wars or Star Trek.
Yeah.
Just like a quick, it'd be like and then we go back into the song.
Right.
And on the album I just referenced.
Or was it the cover of
No, it wasn't the Anthrax cover.
Oh.
Which was a cover of a cover. Got the Time.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was
fun.
hard. That's actually a harder song to play.
Took it in my head, took it in my head.
Yeah, it was a harder song to play than I thought it would be.
Yeah. The one disappointment I have was that we never played that Guar cover.
I don't think I was
Sick of You. I like that.
I don't think I was in the band when we were working on it. We did do a Mastodon cover though. We covered the Naked Burn.
Okay, interesting. You bring that up. Look up the Mastodon playing at the aquarium.
Oh, I saw that.
The first song they play is an acoustic version of that.
Yeah,
song.
Which is a song you wouldn't think works as acoustic, but it really did.
It was kind of weird, but
I liked it. I liked that whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
let's go on to another topic here. I think we've done crowd work. We've killed crowd work to death.
Yeah. Did you see Neil Brennan's new special, Blocks?
Oh, so we're talking specials now.
No. I don't know. It's a topic I have written down.
I've not seen that special.
Oh, well, it's good. Have you seen Ari Shafir's new special,
What's it on?
Jew?
Hold on, go back. What's it on?
You know Neil Brennan's style at all? He's like Chris Gethard in a way. Like, he just talks about how depressed he is all the time.
Yeah. I've seen his 3 mics.
Yeah, one. So it's like that, except for...
Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, next special.
Ari Shafir, Jew, on YouTube.
Have not seen it.
It's so good.
I'm surprised it's not on YouTube.
We already did this at the beginning of the episode.
I just got deja vu, like so hard.
Deja Jew. No, dude, it's so good, and like he was working on it for years, but like he ended up releasing it right when fucking all of the anti-Semites are now feeling like they're allowed to talk. So he released it at like kind of the right time.
Oh, okay.
Even though
I do want to check that one out. I like Ari.
Yeah. It's self-deprecating. I feel like if he knew that it was going to come out right when like the biggest rapper of all time is going hard anti-Semite, he probably would have changed some of the jokes, because some of the jokes kind of don't look great for Jews.
Right.
but it's very, very funny, and it's informative, and,
let me ask
it's very
you this.
human.
Speaking of jokes on Jews.
Yes. Jokes on Jews.
Well, Chappelle was back on SNL.
Great. He did a great job.
You thought it was good?
Oh, it was wonderful, yeah. I mean,
I felt it was a little bit kind of like I could see him pushing that line.
yeah, but it wasn't
I
coming
felt a
from
little bit
place.
like, wait a second, is he actually like condoning this a little bit? Like,
It wasn't coming from a place of hate. And that's all. That's all I care about. Like you know,
Right.
make all the jokes about all the people you want, as long as you're not actually coming from a place of like wanting to exterminate them.
At the end
and
of
that's
the-
where Kanye can fuck off. And
at
Dave
the end of
Chappelle's
the day,
fine,
though, I
you know?
didn't feel that Chappelle was like, he's not sitting on the fence. Like, I don't think personally he really is anti-Semitic or really thinks that Jews control the media like Kanye does. Like, Kanye is just crazy and really thinks this. Chappelle is just making fun of it.
Right. Well, and so is like Jon Stewart went on Stephen Colbert and had a bunch of great points that Colbert couldn't
Oh
deal
yeah,
with.
I think I saw that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jon Stewart's like, you know, okay, well, like, let's talk. Like, yeah, when there are Jewish people in the media, I'm one of them. Like, okay,
Right.
like just say that out loud. That's fine. That doesn't mean that we're secretly, you know,
Chappelle's joke where he's like, there's a lot of Jews in Hollywood. There's a lot of black people in Ferguson, Missouri. So like, what is that?
We don't own that shit.
Yeah.
That was great. I loved some of the sketch. Did you see the sketches?
Yeah, I don't remember any of.
Do you remember the potato hole?
No, I don't remember.
Oh,
I
it's
have to
so
look that up.
fucking good, dude. Like
I saw one sketch where he's bringing back all the guys from Chappelle's show, and I'm like,
yeah,
man,
to do Game of Thrones.
That's so reachy.
Well,
such
it
a
worked when
reach.
they did it on like the last time he was on when they did it for Walking Dead.
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, but like it was the same plot except for Game of Thrones instead. But yeah, there's this one sketch that like it really it faked me out, man. It's I think it's just called Potato Hole or something. But like he plays an old blues man and he's on like a daytime show with a bunch of white people. Who
Oh wait, I do remember this. Yeah,
and the white people are just being white as hell about
what
everything.
What is a potato hole?
Yeah, but like, and so they're you know, and so they think it's, you know, because the album, like, he's an old blues man who has an album called My Potato Hole, and so they are like, they're just making jokes, and like the weatherman's like, and then we see a dip in the clouds here that looks kind of like a hole. One could call it a potato hole. And then the lady's like, I gotta go tend to my potato hole. And like, it just seems like a typical like stupid SNL bit that's just like bordering on absurdity, but like not funny. And at the end, so like I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, this is dumb. And like, it's not on the level of I Think You Should Leave. It's not on the level of Chappelle's show. It's just bad SNL being bad SNL. And at the way end, Chappelle's like, actually, a potato hole is a place that enslaved black people used to hide their potatoes in the ground so that their masters didn't know they had extra food. It's a symbol of like the free spirit of the American black people. And like, so he like tips his speech, and all of the like people on the show are just like dead face, like dead. They're just like jaw dropped. Yeah, it's so good, dude.
I did see that one.
Yeah, it's such a great fake out.
The reveal.
Yeah, the reveal is so good. They're like, you want to like play a song or something? He's like, no, I don't think I do, bitch.
Yeah. But yeah, that was about all the best of that episode. And then I still like Weekend Update.
Oh, Weekend Update's the only good part of SNL,
College
man.
Host,
Yeah, Michael Che is great. All of his specials have been great.
Speaking of specials,
I know we're like,
and former SNL guys, Chris Redd, you know, he left SNL, but he just had a new special come out.
Yeah?
I mean, I've been meaning to watch that on HBO.
Well, let us know how it is next time.
All right, so
I mentioned this, and I know it's kind of late in the thing, but I gotta make a confession. Got a confession.
Oh, is it confession time?
It's confession time. I was pretending to like I Think You Should Leave because all my friends like it. And I had seen like 2 episodes and didn't get it. Went back and watched it. It's fucking amazing. It's so goddamn good.
Yeah. All right, good.
So in the past, when you've heard me say, that's a good show, that was me bullshitting you. But now I legitimately like it.
Now you're really in the club.
Yes. It's so good.
Tell me what's your favorite sketch then?
Probably the tables.
You like the tables?
I love the tables
That's
one.
very interesting.
I love the. I think the one that won me over was the CalicoCutPants.com.
Oh, is that you have to give?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he gives.
The
This is all
the one where
second
they meet the
season.
professor. he wants the cheeseburger.
Oh yeah, like, give me that. I like that when he dresses up in that costume. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna do a prank. We're like, we're gonna put this face on, like, go like flip somebody's fries over at the mall." And they put all this makeup on.
Oh yeah.
And they put out so he's like, "I don't even look like myself." And then they actually get there and start. Okay, we're here now. Go ahead and go over to that table and I don't know, mess with him. He's like, I don't want to do this.
He just
What do you mean? You know what? I can't do this. There's too much shit on me.
That was great. Oh, and the other one that won me over though was the with the baby. Her baby knows I used to be a piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
White
the
pants,
slick back hair,
white shirt, slip back hair,
yeah,
white couch. Oh, you would have
steaks.
hated me. And then the grandpa.
Wait. What are sloppy steaks? Oh, they're really, really good.
And then the grandpa's like, I used to be a piece of shit too.
You think that's slick back?
This is pushed back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like when the grandpa, because he's just like kind of harassing the grandpa, and then the grandpa's like, I used to be a piece of shit too. Slick back hair. I forget what he says. And he says chicken spaghetti. Like, I don't know why chicken spaghetti is the thing that makes you a piece of shit.
Did you see the sketch where they're like in the studio trying to sing a song and like
Yeah,
the one guy's like, well, I don't know if we like that song. He's like, I got another one.
it's the Johnny Cash thing.
He's like, this guy shot me or whatever. It's like him coming back to life, and the other guy's like, and that's when the skeletons came back to life.
Bones are their money.
So are the worms. And they're like, and then at the end they're like, we like Steve's idea. He's like, we both named Steve's like, or I forget what he says.
Oh no, they're not. He's like, Steve, him or me? They're like, well, you're not both named Steve. And he's like, yeah, that's why I was confused.
No, they had the same name.
No, I don't think they do, and that's why him being confused is funnier.
They're both Billy, I think. They're both Billy. And like we like Billy's idea. He's like,
Billy him or Billy me?
It's like that's why I'm so fucking confused. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
highly recommended show. Season 1 and 2. He used to be a writer
for SNL, and
he was a cast member for 1 year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Doing better now without him.
But his partner in that show, Sam Richardson, the black guy.
Oh, okay.
Ebenezer Scrooge sketch. Come on, Scrooge. They had a show. So check it out. They had a show on Comedy Central called Detroiters.
Oh, I remember that show existing. It's
actually pretty good.
Okay.
Check it out. But they're kind of like a writing team or whatever. But the Sam Richardson was on Veep.
Oh yeah.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. Like he's a legit comedy guy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out. I had a question.
Right.
Who do you think is the Kanye West of metal, if there is one?
Kanye West.
Like, who was like the best ever and had like, or not necessarily the best.
No one on that.
Who was considered the best ever and then had the worst fall of all time?
You're not saying current, right?
I don't know. I don't know. It was a thought that I had, and then it was like it kind of bled into me having like a kind of a metal elitist kind of attitude of just like, we don't have anyone that shitty, do we? We do have Varg, who's a piece of shit, but like.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe like a. I don't even know if you consider metal, but like Ted Nugent, maybe.
You know what's funny? I had a thought also. This was a hot tub thought.
Hot tub thoughts.
Hot tub thoughts. I was like, fuck, it's just Ted Nugent.
Who's the highest guy? Oh, Ted Nugent.
Like, it's just Ted Nugent, isn't it? I mean, he's
got me in a stranglehold, baby.
But he wasn't like the best ever. He was always just kind of like a sideshow to begin with. Good songs. Wang Dang, Sweet Poontang is a fun song.
Yeah, like that was his addiction was women, right? Like he
Yeah,
was all
like
about
and
sex.
like young ones too. I think like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and now he's like
But
trying
he's
to
like so anti-drug and anti
yeah fuck him.
rap and anti.
Yeah, but
Just
he and Kanye have something in common now. They both have been on Infowars.
yeah, yeah. I was just trying to think of like someone who just says a bunch of dumb shit all the time.
Mustaine?
Who people consider still like a classic guy.
Mustaine?
He doesn't really say much dumb stuff these
I
days.
don't know. He's kind of a conspiracy guy.
But he's just more like he.
He's one of those guys who'll be like the pandemic or plandemic, depending on what you think. Like he's one of those kind of weirdos. Like
I don't know. I just think like his whole attitude when he was like a drinker was he was just like a cool shredder guy, and now he's just a shredder guy. He's just
now he's just a
he
dad.
quit drinking. Now he's not cool anymore. So if you
yeah.
stop drinking, you're no longer cool.
Well, I mean, like, but like he's also like, I mean, his the lyrics of new Megadeth stuff is the opposite of old Megadeth lyrics. Like it's all jingoistic, like kind of paranoid.
He's Christian too. Like he's out and out. Like I'm a Christian.
I don't mind that as much as I mind like the jingoistic paranoia. Like it's a pandemic kind of shit.
These things kind of go together these days, unfortunately.
That is but I mean, like it's kind of funny because people will be like, he's problematic, and I'll be like, he just has the same views as everyone's dad.
Right. Yeah.
But you know, yeah. I mean,
but currently, there's no one popular enough
who's like fallen Kanye. So badly.
Oh, here's one. Chris Barnes.
Was he ever?
I don't think he's like has problematic viewpoints, but
he just sucks.
He like. All right, who else we got? What's on the list here? We're running out of time.
We are. So how about 2 truths and a lie? 2 truths and 1 lie. You must tell me which is true or false.
All right, hit me.
All right, let me pull this up here real quick here.
2 truths and a lie.
Okay, and this is actually relevant to some of the topics we've talked about. So when we saw Todd Barry live, he had at the end he brought up like a slideshow, which is something a lot of comics are doing nowadays. I've noticed like a lot of comedy.
That surprised me a little bit.
I mean, it's just more and more. It's more and more common to see comedians like adding visuals that aren't props, right?
Yeah.
So.
Were you expecting him putting a prop of his cat?
Oh, the cat pictures were adorable. But he also had pictures of him like, this is me with Slash, this is me with Lars.
Oh, right, yeah.
So well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what's true and what's not. So let's just say I was doing some research, and it turns out that not only is Todd Barry a rock fan, but he also plays drums and has been in a touring band. Is that true or not?
Oof, okay. Well, I know Todd Barry is a drummer, but was he in a touring band? That one is.
Do you want to hold off?
I want to say that I'm going to put that in the true column for now. But let's hear the other. Can I hear the other ones?
Sure, you can. All right.
That was probably true, though.
Might be. I don't know. Let's see here. Blah 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 blah. Oh, okay. It might have been surprising to some that Zakk Wylde ended up being with the Pantera quote-unquote reunion, while he was also recently on an Ozzy album that just came out. Pretty good in my opinion, by the way, because there was actually an Ozzy
album number 27.
It's pretty good, but I forget the name of it.
We've really got it figured out this time, mate.
It's not the classic shit, but anyway. So Ozzy was recently asked about this in an interview, but he declined to comment because there was actually like a now decades old feud between Sharon Osbourne and Phil Anselmo. So that's going to be an awkward one for Zakk Wylde to deal with. Is that true or not?
So is it true that Zakk Wylde playing for Pantera might be problematic because he has ties with Ozzy,
And
So like,
and basically that it just could be a little awkward. You know, musicians deal with this shit, but
so
like
like
because there's an
Phil's-
age-old feud between Phil Anselmo and Sharon Osbourne.
Is there an angel? Is that what you're saying is the true or false? I don't know if I've heard that Phil Anselmo and Sharon Osbourne have a feud.
I don't know.
I'm going to say false on that.
Okay. And then number 3 is we actually talked about the movie Walk Hard today. One of my favorite movies. Definitely, there's some similarities between that and
Wrong kid, Dad.
some similarities between that and Weird, the story of Weird Al.
Wrong movie showed.
In the movie Walk Hard, John C. Reilly, not only is it his voice singing on those songs, he actually co-wrote several of them, and the film won Best Song in a Motion Picture.
What happened to me for that one song where he's like, "In my dreams, you're blowing me
Some kisses." My fiance and I do that at karaoke, and we're actually we are considering that being the song that we dance to at our wedding.
Oh my god! Yes. Oh.
If not the main song, then it's going to be on the playlist.
So that one's true. I'm going to say true on that. I'm going to say Phil Anselmo is the false.
Damn, Brad, you just nothing gets past you, man. You got it. Here's the thing. So yeah, so it was the way I thought I could get you is that just the idea of Sharon and Phil having a feud makes sense, given their personalities.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I made it up. I did not Google it. It might actually be true.
Oh,
but for the sake of this, that was false. So you're right about that.
This is 2 truths, and I'm not sure.
And probably. Todd Barry does play the drums, and he was in a touring band in the 80s. It was called The Chant. I haven't looked up their music. I don't know.
I bet they're great.
Probably fantastic. John C. Reilly did co-write several of the songs, and it was nominated for a Grammy. It was also nominated for a Golden Globe. But like the part that I thought would fuck you up was it won Best Song in a Motion Picture from the Las Vegas Film Critics Society. so it didn't win an actual Grammy, but it was nominated.
Yeah.
It was nominated for a Grammy, as it fucking should have been.
Yeah, that was a great movie, great songs.
Okay, side or bonus question from the Weird Al movie: is the Weird Al bump a real thing? Remember when Madonna asks him to parody her songs so that she can get the Weird Al bump?
Oh, well, I mean, in that context, no.
Well, what were you thinking?
Because he copied Madonna afterwards. But, like, Nirvana, they actually said that that's when they felt that they finally made it as a band, is when Weird Al covered them.
Yeah, actually, Nevermind got a big boost in sales after he did Smells Like Nirvana.
And probably Gangsta's Paradise when he did
I don't know, dude. At the way end,
Amish Paradise.
At the way end of the movie,
which he didn't get permission for that.
Well, I'm pretty sure Coolio was not cool, with it. At
Rest
the way
peace.
end of the movie, he's doing Amish Paradise, and they have Coolio in the crowd looking really pissed off.
Yeah, that was the one that he famously did. Weird Al thought he got permission, and then through his management label and agents or whatever, he's like, "Oh, Coolio's cool with it," and then found out later that he wasn't cool with it.
Oh, it just turns out his name was cool.
So right. he's like, "Hey, so is Coolio okay with it?" He's like, "Yeah, he's Coolio." No, but is he okay with it? I said he's Coolio. Yeah. I know he's Coolio, but is he Coolio?
He's Coolio.
Is Coolio?
Turns out he was not.
He was acting
Warmio.
Coolio.
Although I've never heard another Coolio song. For all I know, he's great. But
so what else is on our
I
docket
think
here?
That might be about it, man. I mean, we are at like just about an hour and a half. I was gonna say like this could be a cool topic, like one-hit wonders that aren't really one-hit wonders, and we could talk about that another time.
Yeah.
Like
we do a little research.
Because there's probably comedians too, like who have like bits that are well known, but maybe have like other bits that are just as good.
Right off the gap, Jim Gaffigan. For the longest time, he was the Hot Pockets guy. Remember that?
Yeah, but he always Yeah, but so that would be maybe an example. But I was also thinking like this isn't obviously not metal, but like the other day I was thinking about the band Kansas because I was watching wrestling in a I forget what team was coming out to Carry On Wayward Son, and I was like, Carry On Wayward Son, great rock song. Dust in the Wind, one of the best ballads ever, maybe.
And then
And then do they have other
Yeah.
songs? So I looked it up, and yeah, they got some good stuff. The same like Styx is another
but
band.
you can't name those. So I'm saying like
Point of No Return, where no is spelled K-N-O-W. Pretty good.
But like yeah, like Styx is another good one because I can think of
Come in.
Too Much Time on My Hands. Like that was I don't know if that was I might be too personal.
That is Styx, yeah.
But like what's the big one though? The Mr. Roboto.
Yeah.
But then also Sailing Away.
Yeah. But they also have
and then Lady. Those three.
Yeah, but
those three are huge.
They have other songs. They're also pretty good. I have their
But
greatest hits CD.
nothing that huge though.
Yeah, true. Right? But like so I thought we could maybe talk about that within like metal, but like oh yeah, I wanted to close with this because this is a topic on my mind. Do you have any favorite bad jokes? Like this is okay, there's a joke I think about probably once a week, and it's so dumb, and also it's not even like part of a stand-up act. Come on. Ooh. Someone bringing shots?
Oh wow. Now that's how you end an episode, with a shot and a fucking
and a stick of chocolate.
Chocolate stick.
A dick of chocolate. That's good.
Thank you, random person.
This is one of those little straws. Brad, you're the snack expert. What is this called?
Oh, these are the Ghirardelli 2019 swirl model with the crunch upgrade. The crunch upgrade.
Crunch upgrade. Here, let's shoot to that.
All right, so we're cheersing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was going to tell you a little story, though.
Well, I'll be wanting to hear this after I'd taken this whiskey.
Oh, God.
Buffalo Trace. I think it's quite smooth. I'm not a big drinker anymore, but I was. So that benefits me sometimes, Yeah, like trying to get healthy, so I was like drinking apple cider vinegar, and like the bite not as bad because I'm used to drinking whiskey out of the bottle, If I'm like sick in the morning, I can still go to work because like I'm used to going to work hungover. Yeah. I recommend everyone go through a period of being hardcore on whatever substance just so that you can appreciate life.
I was never able to be that going in hungover. I've done it a couple times for sure, but then I would take a week or two off drinking. Like I've never been that bad with it.
I wouldn't say it was bad, but I definitely drank a lot. Anyway, so favorite bad jokes. I just wanted to like, for some reason, this is on my mind often, and I don't know why. And you won't remember this because this wasn't even a stand-up special. It was Chris Rock on The Daily Show, and John checks in with Chris, and is like, "How you doing, man?" And Chris is like, "I got kids now," and he's like, "How old are your kids?" And he's like, Chris Rock is like, well, she's 6. And John's like, something, what an age or whatever. And Chris is like, yeah, I can't believe it. She's 6. I'm like, you're 6? Man, I couldn't be 6 until I was 9. And Jon Stewart just looks at him like, what? and I'm watching this when I'm in high school, probably, like when The Daily Show is on at 11. And I just, for some fucking reason, I was like, I couldn't be 6 till I was 9. What does that mean? And it stuck with me, and I still think of it, even though it was a throwaway line. He was trying it. He was trying it out, and it didn't work, and it like whatever. But yeah, man, she's 6. And every time I have we have friends who have kids now. Someone has a kid who's like turning 6 years old. In my head, I go, I couldn't be 6 till I was 9.
It's ridiculous, Mario.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
The other one from Chappelle's show, actually. And this is not a bad joke. This is a great joke, but it's also one that like I think about probably once a week. Julia could tell you. Oh God, everything's falling apart. Julia could tell you this because I say it often. The bit where he's got the fan talking at him. And he's like, I wonder what Arsenio's doing right now. And it just cuts to Arsenio Hall at like a wine and cheese party. And Dave Chappelle's like, I bet he's at a wine and cheese party. I bet he's getting all mad because no one told him how good the cheese was. And Arsenio's like, this is some good ass cheese. Why no one tell me how good the cheese was? And every time we eat cheese, which this is a cheese household.
Oh, yeah?
Every time we have like a charcuterie board or something, like Julia knows, like she just looks at me. She goes, "All right, just fucking say." Just like that Tom Segura bit about like bikes, where it's like he rides by a bike store and his wife's like, "All right, you get one." Like literally every time there's cheese around, Julia's just like, she's just waiting for it. I'm like, "This is some good ass cheese." Why no one tell me how good the cheese was?
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the cuff. I definitely love lame jokes though. Like I do, I have so many swirling in my head that I can't pick one. But I did love. Do you remember Norm MacDonald?
Love Norm MacDonald
and his sidekick Adam Egget. He would always tell people that he met Adam Egget because he rescued him from when he lived under a bridge and he used to jerk off punks for $15 a man under the Queensboro Bridge. So he'd be like, he'd always say that's what he used to do, and then he found him and then brought him to Hollywood and all that.
And did Adam just sit there like kind of staring?
Adam is always just like, like just laughing it off, whatever. Have you ever seen his podcast?
Yeah. Well, I've seen the Norm MacDonald show that was on Netflix.
Well, the podcast he did before it was on YouTube. It was so good that he got the Netflix show from it.
Oh, okay.
That show is really good, the YouTube version, which I have a zip file that has every episode, so I'm going to send you that.
That sounds awesome.
Dude, that's actually really funny. Like, his interviews are really good.
Well, and yeah, I know him interviewing other people is great, and him being interviewed is great. Like, when he would go on Conan and like the two big jokes he's known for telling, like the moth and
the joke
and the dolphin trainer joke.
What was the dolphin trainer one?
It's the same as the moth. It's this whole thing about like someone he went to school. I think it's someone he went to school with who got a job as like a dolphin trainer, and like they're feeding the dolphin, and it's at the way end of this like long story. Someone, I'm gonna butcher this, but like someone I think asks the dolphin trainer if they wish they did more with their life. He's like, I think I'm serving a porpoise. A porpoise. Yeah, I think I'm serving a porpoise.
Yeah, like the moth joke is the whole like
he did it like that was the moth was like the first of those.
It's like I work for this man Igor Grigorievich, and I need it for my son's medicine. Like it's this whole dude, and also he wrote a book.
I haven't read it, but I hear good things.
You should buy it.
It's all bullshit, right? Isn't that the whole point?
It's actually like part bullshit, part fake. So you
like the Weird Al movie.
You feel like some of it's real,
like the Weird Al movie,
but in a better way, in a much better way. It's kind of like it's almost like a Kurt Vonnegut novel. Yeah, I mean, Norm MacDonald, he was brilliant.
Well, I know he was brilliant. I remember his stand-up special where he was talking about the book, and he's talking about metaphors. Metaphors thing. It's like, what's the example he used? Why did you lead a horse to water when you can teach him to drink? And then he like goes into all the explanation of what it means. He's like, why don't you just fucking say that?
Yeah.
Norm, R.I.P. So yeah, that's all the topics that I've written down, and more so.
Well, let me ask you one last thing.
Okay.
Since we're near the end of the episode, and we gotta get real right now.
Oh,
we're not doing enough stand-up. We got to do more.
Yeah,
you've done more than I have.
I've bombed lately, man. Like, and Miles told me about this. He said that like he was like when he started to not, and I forget what he said. He said that he like took some time away from it, and other people have told me too. Like once you like you start off and like for some reason just being up there is fun enough, and you get some chuckles, and you kind of think like, oh, I got laughs because I got chuckles, and then you go through a period of not doing so well, and then you get back at it, and I'm not at the getting back at it part yet.
Right.
What were you gonna say?
I just can't decide if I want to be like take it serious and try to write 5 minutes worth of material, like actually write out the jokes and practice saying them. And so when I go up there, I go and just like saying these rote things,
As opposed to,
it feels
are
like
you saying if you want to be that or something else, or
compared to just go up there and wing it, go up there and tell stories from my life. I feel like that might be more effective. Just go up there and be like, "Hey, I'm Brad. Let me tell you about my parents. Though they're getting desperate these days for a grandchild," and then like go into that kind of thread and just talk about stuff. You know, like
yeah,
maybe that might be better.
You might, I don't know. You might be good at that. I've tried some of it. I do think, and this is like an off-air conversation, but like my family's so wacky that like to understand my family, you have to spend time with them. I know a lot of people think that, but about their own families, but let me tell you.
I mean, if that's really true, then that's
like it's not.
What you
I
should,
can't
like,
talk about them in 5 minutes. So
Right.
like I've tried. I've literally like I've done an open mic after getting off the phone with my dad, and I thought, well, this is material. I went up there, and no one understood what I was talking about because they live in another dimension. Like it's not like talking to normal people. So I'm like, okay, I got to put that aside.
Can you give me an example? Like, what's something that is they're just so crazy about? Like,
Fuck, dude. I don't even know where to start
all right.
with it.
Are they desperate for a grandchild?
My mom, who's the more normal one, kind of would like one.
Like my folks. This is kind of the comedy bit I was thinking of because I feel awkward every time I go to a restaurant with them. Like every time we go out to a nice restaurant, they always go like, "Ooh, look at that waitress. She's cute."
Oh,
You
are
know?
they still doing that?
And then it gets to the point where like they're like, "We talked to Amber for you, and we think that you're a match." And then like, I'm like, "Guys, I'm never taking you all to Hooters ever again."
That's good.
All right.
I like that. I like that. Or like
That's the basic setup of it. Is that like, they're desperate for a kid. It starts out innocent, like, "Oh, I think she's cute, right? Don't you think she's cute, Brad?" And then it devolves to like, how much to sleep with our son? Like, they're like trying to pay these women or something.
Well, I like that.
And then I end it with the Hooters thing.
The fact that it's Hooters
Because we start with whenever we go to a nice restaurant.
so at the
that's
end,
what I think a nice restaurant is. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Which sadly, I think Hooters is a nice restaurant. Like I actually like the food. And that's so sad. That's such a fat person, like fat person confession time. This is my new segment, Fat Man Confessions. I like the wings at Hooters. Okay, I like beer. I like Justice Gorsuch. Like
what?
Wasn't that the guy that likes beer?
Wait, no, the other guy.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
Oh, right, it wasn't Gorsuch. It was.
I thought you were just saying that you liked a principled conservative judge.
But Clarence Thomas, you're on alert, buddy.
Well, that guy is.
Fuck you, fuck Clarence Thomas.
Did you know about his porn stuff?
He was in porn?
No, he would. This is well documented in the.
Well, we know he likes to put his pubes on Coke cans.
Yeah, he's like he would
Anita
go.
Hill.
He would go to. He would go to work before he was a Supreme Court justice, and he would just like at his like whatever firm he worked at or whatever. He would just tell people about porn he watched, like in the office. He'd be like, "Man,
hey Cindy, I saw a good TP last night."
Yeah. Would you believe it that they were putting it in her vagina and her butt? And then guess where the jizz went? Guess where the jizz went? Wait for it. Like, yeah.
Wait. When's Tim get in? I'm gonna wait for Tim to get in, then I'll tell everybody where it went.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting stuff that's like documented about him. That is.
His wife was like involved with the insurrection.
Yeah, and that's not even the weirdest thing about him.
Right.
Anyway, sidetrack. Anyway, so Brad likes Republican judges.
On the next episode of Criminal Justice Podcast.
What were we talking about? Whiskey just fucking kicked in, dude.
Yeah.
What were we? I forget what we were just talking about.
I need another shot at a Choco-Stick. We were talking about wrapping the show up and getting
Yeah.
real about not doing enough comedy. I think we need to. What I want to do is I want to get a game plan together and start in January. Let's start going to comedy
Oh, do you want to make this a
clubs.
New Year's resolution?
A New Year's resolution to once a week we gotta go do open mic.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's feasible.
I honestly am at the point where I'm thinking maybe I want to like take an improv class or something and like. I mean,
Dude, I would love. Let's do that.
You had a good story about that on
The
the
box,
previous
the box
episode.
theater that closed down.
Well, so they're closed, but there's others that are open. And I saw that Cafe Hey posted that they're doing like a writing workshop on Wednesdays. I usually
Interesting.
work late on Wednesdays though, but like, yeah, I'm
I
kind
should
of
have
at
my
the,
Magic the Gathering night on Wednesday
okay, so Wednesdays
and
are out.
Thursday.
But yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I just like I feel like I.
Dude,
Okay, so
I
dude,
legit,
here's the thing.
I
This
legit
is not
played.
like right. Sorry.
I was gonna say this week I played Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Magic.
Yeah, did you win?
I'm into it, man.
Did you win a lot of?
I won one of them.
Matches. Games.
Well, Magic used to be like 1-on-1. Now it's like a multiplayer thing called Commander.
Okay,
And
all of my friends
it's
are
very
into it.
rare to win that. It's kind of like,
Is
like-
it called a match? Is it called a game? Is it called a seminar?
a match.
Okay.
But like, if you and your buddies had a poker night, did you win?
I suck at poker.
It's like, but like, whoever won the most chips probably is the winner. But this guy wins this hand, this guy wins that hand, kind of thing. But you were like, each hand takes 2 hours, or an hour to 2 hours. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm derailing the
yeah, those
thing
shots
here.
just kicked in. Here's the thing, man. I realized this like, I maybe you just have to eat shit until you start getting it. But like learning how to play guitar, you do in your room alone, and you know if you're good or not
Speaking
to
of things
some
you do in
level.
your room alone.
Right. You know if you're good or not to some level, right? Like when it comes to writing songs, you
Yeah.
do kind of need some feedback. But even if you haven't shown a song to anyone else ever, you know if it has the structure of a song, more or less, right? Like you kind of know if a song sounds like it's a song or not. And then if other people like it, cool. If not, maybe you refine it. But like with comedy, if you're writing it in your room alone, you might think it's great, and you go out there and it doesn't even sound like jokes to people. So like you do, I think so. You're right. We do have to go out and try it. It's just like I've definitely like hit that point where I'm just like, fuck, it's a bummer, dude. Like it's a bummer going up for
it's
5 minutes.
it's almost
shit,
like,
you know?
do I want to go out there and try to write? So do I want to start from like the basic letter of like 5th grade level of like learning cursive, letter by letter, writing jokes like, I went to the store and then I fell down and then joke punchline.
That is really funny. Actually.
You know, like I don't know, like set up.
I'm picturing it and it's pretty funny.
I know, fat man falling down.
Just get it.
But
Classic.
like, do I want to like learn how to do set up punchline, or do I want to just learn how to become a storyteller and go up there and be like, hey, I'm me. Here's the story from my past. Here's another thing that happened to me. Like
I listened to enough.
and then sorry to cut you off, but like what I'm saying is like a storyteller like a Joey Diaz could just like go up there and like, hey, this is the one time I got arrested back in '87, and so I was doing, and then somebody laughs and we were wait, who's doing that funny laugh? Now you're doing crowd work. Now you're talking to the crowd, and you're just filling out time. It's almost like we're here together for an hour. You're paying to listen to me talk.
But Joey Diaz, to my
so make it interesting, make it good. Is me trying to like, here's 50 things I wrote down that are funny. Here are 50 sentences I wrote. You just laugh at what you think is funny. Here we go. Like that's what I feel like writing jokes is.
Wasn't Joey Diaz kind of found? I don't really know his full story, but like I feel like
Joe
he's
Rogan
someone who other
him.
people told him like you got to go on stage, man.
Right.
Because he was so funny, and no one's told us that. So like
but I don't think he's the kind of guy that writes jokes, like sits down.
Exactly. But
writes,
my point is like I've listened to enough podcasts to like hear comics talk about how when they started, they were just writing their jokes and sticking to the basics.
Yeah.
And that's most people. I don't think I am as funny as a Joey Diaz, you know, like so.
So you think that you have to rely on your cleverness of
none of our
wordplay?
friends, none of our friends are coming up to either of us and going, "Oh my god, you need to get on stage right now!" Like some of our friends have told both of us.
A lot of people have told me that.
Okay, well, you're funnier than me, so you should go do that.
Honestly, Mario, I agree with you. No, but seriously, I'm gonna be serious at this moment. Like, I feel like I do have a natural funniness, but the problem is that it's almost like people laugh really hard occasionally, and I don't know why. I don't know exactly what I did to make them do that. Like, oh my god, I did something that was funny, but to do it again would be impossible.
Yeah, I mean,
versus like you're a smarter guy than me.
Maybe.
I feel like you're smarter than me.
That's why I feel like we could do.
We're both like almost as funny.
I feel like we could do the Seinfeld thing. Remember, like when Jerry and George come together to figure out how to date one girl.
Oh right, yes.
Our powers combined, we might be able to pull this off.
If combined, if we morphed into one person, we'd be like the ultimate person. Yes, I agree. But I think you're more of a better joke writer. Like the stuff you wrote about Ricky Martin, like the wordplay in that was really good. You know, and like I can tell you sat down and wrote that out and like really crafted it.
Well, because I'm trying to do that because just going up and riffing it doesn't work for me.
Right.
It works better for you probably. But yeah, I mean, like, so fuck it.
Like, maybe that's it. Like that's my style is riffing it.
Well,
your style is writing it.
Let's try to get up there more. Let's try to get up there more.
Help each other with it.
Let's try to do this more. You're right. December is a difficult time of year. Everything's busy, fucking family shit, holidays, whatever. Let's do it in January.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to get some ideas together of like certain stories that I think work for me. Like there's a story about my dad in Starburst. There's a story about Starburst.
Like the candy?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? Like, here's the thing. We're at like almost
we're at 2 hours.
So let's say this. This is a great way to end this episode.
Oh yeah.
So you've got shit to write. I've got shit to write. Future episodes, let's come together and talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Right on.
Good shit.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening to the Comedy Contest.
If you're still awake, thanks for listening, and we're going to come back again and
like a comment, subscribe to follow.
Send money somewhere. Somebody needs it.
Just send someone some money. Email us at bradmariopod@gmail.com.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Check 1, 2, 3. Comedy is metal. It's comedy. Check 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2. Pack 2, 3, 4, pack cigarettes and pack up Twinkies.